This is a picture Damien Hirst done for me, my friend, and it's my first 147, 5 minutes 20 seconds, and I remember when I first see it, I went, that's my first 147, without Damien even saying anything. So I remember this red. What? And I remember that black going over there. I just remember thinking, I remember looking at it thinking, they look good for a 147.
We had a 147 in 5.5 minutes. Don't think that'll ever be done again. Impossible, I think.
One more round and the frame's safe, but Ronnie's got other things on his mind, and so has everybody in the audience.
Could be a 147.
I don't believe this.
What a break! What a fantastic maximum break that is!
You know, that can never be beaten. He was absolutely playing speed-wise twice above himself. And then I spoke to Ronnie. I said, why did you do that, Ron? He said, because if I stopped and think, I would have missed.
I remember watching it thinking, God, there's a lot of queue overhanging. And I just went like that.
Just a bit of magic in sport, that was. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Like 2 hole-in-ones on a trot, something like that.
When he made that, he kind of made his name through that, and then ever since then, people have just loved watching him, and you really don't know what's going through his head, so people just tune in to just see what he's going to do.
Alex Higgins was 14 years older than me. I'm 14 years older than Ronnie O'Sullivan, and now you've got Judge Trump, who's 14 years younger than Ronnie, so maybe there's always going to be an entertaining player out there.
I'd say everyone sort of my age who's got into snooker has probably modelled their game on him. When I first started playing, I used to play really quick, just to play like him.
Did you always play fast?
Yeah, I was always a quick thinker. I had good technique, but I used to think quick, so I'd see the shot early. So I was quite a consistent player, but I was quick, which was kind of not heard of really, because you was either methodical and slow, or you was quick but a bit flamboyant with your technique.
I first met him when I was 8. My dad got me tickets to the Welsh Open, and Ronnie was there, so luckily I got to meet him and have my photo with him in that, which was 15 years ago now.
I've managed Ronnie O'Sullivan twice. Some of the greatest days of my life have been with Ronnie O'Sullivan. Ronnie O'Sullivan has also driven me round the bend, driven me nuts. And there are times when I could hug him, and there are times when I could kick him. I prefer the hugging. Oh, these memories, going to school, messing around, playing a bit of football, painting little toy cars, stuff like that. A lot of the time I spent in Hackney with my nan, because my mum and dad both worked, so a lot of my summer holidays were in Hackney, riding around on my BMX, just having fun with the kids out there. My mum and dad basically worked round the clock, and a lot of the time I just used to live with another family who lived round the corner. And then there was old pairs that were brought in who used to look after me most of the time until my sister was born, when I think I was about 8 or 9 then. And then my mum stopped working, and that was it. You know, I was at home all the time with my mum.
That's why I bought this house, because it was near my mum. So I thought I'd get all my washing done. And just 2 minutes.
Down the road?
Yeah, she lives 20 doors away. What were school days like?
I hated school. Oh, I couldn't stand it. You know, it's just if I could never have gone from the age of 10, if I didn't go do another day of school, I'd have been a happy kid. But obviously my mum, she was like the one that always used to say, well, what happens if he doesn't make it as a snooker player? You know, he's got to have something to fall back on. You know, I had a 5-year period from the age of 19 to 24 where I just went mental. My dad was banged up, my mum was away, I was up that prison, then visit my mum here, and I'd lost my licence, and I just thought, you know what, I just lost the plot, and I just went out and had a good time for 4 or 5 years and just done whatever I had to do, you know.
What do you feel about that?
I'm just gutted, you know. I knew in the back of my mind that my dad was there going, you know what, up in the morning, run, do your 3-mile run, get showered, down the club, 10 in the morning, back home for 5, have your dinner, in bed by 9, early nights, up in the morning, boom, fine pin, healthy body, healthy mind. I had that voice in my head. So when I was out having late nights and I was out doing whatever I was doing, I had that in the back of my head. But they wasn't here. So they, in a way I was like, well, no one's here to tell me what to do. It's as if I needed someone to put me in my place. And I still kind of need that sometimes.
Sometimes he doesn't have the confidence in his game or in himself to deliver. You know, sometimes he needs an arm around him, and sometimes he probably needs a clip round the ear.
Well,
that's amazing, isn't it?
Because I'd been unhappy for quite a bit of my life, you know. You know, snooker, I kind of got a bit obsessed with it and couldn't get the perfectionism that I wanted. I'd come home and I'd be so frustrated, and I'd be like, you know, I'd be a nightmare to be around, so I'd be on my own a lot of the time because I didn't want to socialise with people. So I've become so driven to kind of succeed that, that in the end I just done my head in, I suppose, that I couldn't attain this perfection. You know, I knew what success was like, I knew I was capable of it, but I wasn't achieving it, and I was like frustrated. And I was seeing other people getting results that I thought, you know what, I should be blowing them away.
His biggest strength is what God gave him. He's a natural player, he's born to play. His biggest weakness was Ronnie O'Sullivan himself.
Well, this is a bad mess.
I don't think I suffered with depression, I think I suffered with snooker depression. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm a depressed type of person, I just think I suffer with a depression to do with snooker. And I couldn't handle it. I just couldn't handle it, you know. I could go out and play, but take me out of there, I couldn't do life, I couldn't do people, I didn't want to socialise, I had a social phobia, which, you know, so I had to kind of, it was a nightmare. My life felt like a bit of a nightmare. I found running, you know, by mistake. I'd been out on a bender, I went down the gym, thought I've got to get myself sorted. The geezer here said, I'm going to run, you want to come? I went, oh, I'll go here. He took me on a run, and he killed me. And it was outdoors, it was fresh air, it was the complete opposite, and it gave me like an endorphin rush that I'd never had before, you know. And it helped me manage my snooker better. It helped me deal with the stress and the pressure and the frustrations that I found myself with the game that I loved. I kind of had this thing of like, I love being outdoors, I love the fresh air, I love being over the woods in the forests, and it kind of gets me away, and I feel, you know, I want my ashes over the forest. When I'm dead, I want to be ashed up and thrown over the forest, mate, because that's where I've battled a lot of my demons. That's where I've come up with a lot of answers, that's where I've come up with, you know, resolving things, and it's made things wrong right. So, you know, I owe a lot to that, because it kind of got me where I am today, and it's got me through my career, if you like, because that's all I've done. I've got through it. Alright, I've been successful, alright, I've won tournaments, alright, I've done this, I've ticked the boxes, I've won the world titles, I've won that, I've won it 4 times. So I've ticked the boxes, I've become not just a world champion, I've become a multiple, you know, but I could have easily jacked it in after the first one. So for me, getting outdoors and being laid back is kind of me saying, you know what, that's where I'm happiest, if you like.
Here's a player that has fallen in and out of love with the game, with the authority. Sometimes he thinks he's got the world on his shoulders, and yet he can be the nicest person that you'll ever meet. He's an enigma. And geniuses are enigmas. I just believe that the most important thing, the biggest love of my life, is my snooker. I've never been so emotionally ingrained in something, a person, an object, anything, like I have been with snooker. They're my people. These are who I play for.
Just tried to do his brain in as much as I could, and I got him.
I felt so brittle. I was down with doctors, mate. I was going insane.